Shalom. I talked to a Jewish bluegrass band called Nefesh Mountain at IBMA. Listen on to see why I had to ask. I'm here with Doni and Eric from Nefesh Mountain. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So what's it like being a bluegrass band with really strong Jewish roots?
It's really been amazing here at IBMA. I mean, we're definitely a different sound and a different perspective a little bit, but then again, we're just like everybody else, so it's really been very welcoming, and we're very grateful to be here.
So how is everybody taking to your music that's not all in English?
I think everybody sort of raises an eye like, what? You do what? And once we explain it and where we're coming from, and that we're really just incorporating Jewish themes and our Jewish background into the music that we all love, and the themes that we sing about are very universal, so I think it's been really great.
So recently you guys had an album come out and you got to perform with Sam Bush and everything. Can you tell my listeners about that?
Hey folks, so this is Eric talking, and we did record an album a couple Januaries ago, and we just came out with it this past May 2016 with some special guests on it: Sam Bush, Rob Ikes, Mark Schatz, Scott Vestal, our buddy Gary Oliar on the fiddle, and us two, Doni and myself. And it was a real pleasure and thrill to work with them all. And they all signed on and got really into this kind of Jewish background that we're coming from, and we're singing about a lot of universal themes, so they could really get behind all these songs, and it was just a thrill to work with them.
I bet it was. What advice do you have for musicians that would be more of like the minority of bluegrass music?
I mean, I don't, we're sort of new to sharing this with everybody in this community here in the bluegrass world, but I guess my advice to anyone about anything ever is just to be yourself. And even if it is the minority, and even if it's different, you just have to dig deep into your own soul and yourself, and just try to be brave and be honest, and know that no matter what, you have to be yourself, and that's good, and that's good enough.
So Doni, you did a children's series on with Doni's Jewish Passover and everything. Can you tell my listeners a little bit about that?
So I have kids, and when my children were little, and Eric is part of that with me, he's been producing my records and everything. But when my kids were little, I started writing children's music, and so we did a whole series of CDs and DVDs, and created a lot of music for kids, which is awesome, but quite different than what we're doing now with Nefesh Mountain.
Definitely. Can you tell my listeners what Nefesh means?
So Nefesh means soul in Hebrew. And we call our band Nefesh Mountain because we sort of have this dream of a place in the world where we're all one, and where we can all be together and humbled by everything in this great world. And we always say, like, whether it's the Blue Ridge Mountains or the Smoky Mountains or Masada or Mount Sinai, we all are in this together. And any person of any faith or any background will stand on the top of any mountain in awe. Just like we're all the same, looking up into the universe in awe.
That's so cool. If you could go back in time and give a younger you advice, what would you say?
I would say everything's going to be okay. Don't worry so much. Maybe.
I think that's exactly true. I think no matter what age you are, I think you could always look back that year ago and be like, why was I so upset? Everything's going to be just fine. If only you could really do that.
Trust in the universe a little.
Trust yourself and be yourself.
And trust that the universe is going to take care of you no matter what. Even if doesn't feel good in the moment, because there's always going to be tough times, but in the end, it's going to work out, and you're going to be taken care of.
That's great advice. So my podcast is called I Had to Ask. What question do you wish people had to ask you in interviews?
I think that's a great question. What would you tell your past self? I think that's a great, I think it's very poignant. It's brilliant. I like that.
I think so. I think that's good.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell my listeners?
I feel like I just want to thank the bluegrass community for this experience at IBMA, and the people on the board of IBMA who we've met, and all of the DJs and all of the other artists, and just the openness that we've felt by pretty much everyone. A couple of people have been a little confused, but I would say for the most part, I just want to thank everybody for being open and welcoming us into this, and understanding that we love bluegrass just like everybody else, and we're just happy to be part of this family, this bluegrass family.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.